And hello everyone, Peter here once again. Um, Here's a cool little drawing, just scribbling away with a Bic pen, like a little, just like a, one that you'd find at the bottom of a purse or between the cushions of a couch or something. Uh, it's like what everyone starts with, unless you've got like a friend or a sibling or something that's an artist, besides like a pencil or something, I guess, but you can really draw with anything that leaves a mark on the paper, and it's fine. And the only thing that gave me problems with this drawing was I just wasn't used to it, and I'm used to the ink from my pens like drying faster. And so I did do some smudging, and at one point, like I made a few smudges, and I got like a little upset, and then I like smudged it out a little more in like a tiny little fit of artistic rage. Like rage is a strong word to use here in this situation, but I was like, oh, it's smudge, and I like wiped my finger across it and smudged it more. But then I decided to carry on and keep drawing because it was okay, and then it ended up kind of looking like a cool shading. The smudging did, and by the end of it, by the end of this drawing, I had ended up smudging it a few more times in a few other places, and it all kind of came together in a cool little smudgy, sketchy drawing, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah. Also, ink from these pens smells weird. I've noticed that. I noticed that a long time ago. Also, in other news, kind of big news is this might not surprise you by now, those of you who've known me for a while, but I have moved again. I live in North Carolina now. Once again, I used to live here a few years ago, and I grew up much of my life in North Carolina. Now I live in Wilmington. Um, a lot of you will probably say, Peter, why do you move so much? Well, I don't know. Maybe because I can, I guess. I don't know. But there were a place I was living in Chicago. Chicago was awesome. I didn't move away from Chicago because it wasn't awesome. But the landlord was remodeling the building, and I had to find somewhere else to stay by some date. I don't remember what it was exactly, but I don't know. Felt like living in Wilmington now, so I moved here. Yeah, that's about it, really. So I packed up not all my stuff, but a bunch of my stuff into a rental car, a large rental car, and I drove 1,000 miles down to Wilmington, and it took me. I thought, like when you type in the address on like Google Maps or on your phone or something, it tells you like how many hours it's going to take you to drive. It said like 14 hours. But as soon as I left Chicago at like 3:45 in the afternoon, and I immediately hit that 3:45 rush hour traffic. Typical. And then there's like the standard, like constant road construction and traffic through other cities and stuff. But it was nice. I ended up driving like all night, and I think it took me like 18 hours or something. It was crazy, but I managed to do it all in one stretch. And I like driving is nice as long as you have good music and you manage to stay alert somehow. And towards the end of the trip, I was like, the first 3/4 of the trip were nice and tolerable, and I enjoyed them because driving is fun if you're just on the highway and you're not having to figure out like where you're going and stuff all the time. But towards the end, like the last quarter of it, I was having to stop a lot, going into gas stations or rest stops, whatever, and shake it out, wake myself up a little bit because I don't want to get, it gets a little scary if you start feeling drowsy. Yeah. Anyways, I got here. I live in Wilmington now, and I'm gonna keep doing my thing here for a little while.